who do you really look at on the roster and go, that's a top 5 guy at his spot?
Obviously, both of us and Bears fans cannot wait for the Bears to take on the Vikings for game 1 of the regular season. Overall, for me, Cap, the reports don't really matter. What matters are the results. I'll put it to you like this. It's kind of like a relative, right? You haven't talked to in a while. Yellow, hey, what's going on? How's Billy doing? Oh, he's doing okay. He's got a new job and everything's going well. So this is kind of like me watching the Bears. Mm-hmm. Hey, how's Caleb doing? Oh, he's doing fine. He's learning the new offense. Okay, good to know. All right, let me know. Keep me posted. Because ultimately, this is about practice and trying to get repetition and get better and better. Mm-hmm. When I read these things, it's kind of like checking in on a relative for me. You don't want to hear the story of, Billy's been in jail and, he's had a rough time, DUI. I don't know. I don't know what his future is. Well, you don't want to hear that.
No.
But what you want to hear are good reports, checking in with Caleb, checking in with the first-team offense, checking in with Ben Johnson. Hey, how's it going? Good to know. Because ultimately, day after day, looking at these stories, it'll have your mind twisted one way or the other. Bears going to the Super Bowl or the Bears are going to win 5 games. Practices won't determine that ultimately. The games determine that. So for me, Cap, it's like I see this and okay, Fishbane says the ball's on the ground. Tough. I mean, hey, I hate to see that, but hopefully that this gets better. That this gets better once the season starts. We get the reports sometimes around camp, Super Bowl or the toilet bowl, and no in between. Well, I want to hear more positive stories so we can ramp up to the regular season.
Yeah, and I think this is a really interesting week because you're going to take on maybe the best team in the NFL, the Buffalo Bills. So let's find out how you do in the joint practices. We heard all the reports that they dominated the Dolphins the other day. Well, that team's bad. It's not a good team. Mike McDaniel's not going to be the coach next year, in my opinion. I think he's going to get fired.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You're reporting that. You be careful. You'll get aggregated.
Exactly. I just feel like he's one of those, and I don't mean this in a mean way. I'm just saying he's one of those geeky, nerdy type guys who's probably sitting there with all his stat buddies going, can you believe these dudes hired me? And can you believe these dudes gave me an extension? I'm good financially now. I'm set. He doesn't engender amazing confidence. I don't look at him and go, damn, I wish that guy was our coach. I feel that way about Ben Johnson. Sean McVay, who's on our screen right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that guy engenders tremendous confidence. He does.
Well, winning is actually the elixir to shine up any geek, any offensive or defensive geek.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those in the league, but the winning makes them look like, they're first class, top shelf. There's a lot of those guys. They're just into the numbers. But you know what happens? They get the right players, they got the right general manager, and all of a sudden the team wins. But I read these things like you read these things. You hear things like I hear things about the Chicago Bears. And the one thing that I want Caleb Williams to understand is no matter that the ball's in the ground, no matter if you're still going through some growing pains with this new offense, hey, man, all of this is on your shoulders. More so than any quarterback that we could ever think of, Cap, because no other quarterback had an offseason like this in which they give you offensive linemen and they give you more weapons at a tight end and they give you more weapons at wide receiver. Caleb Williams says, and he says this a lot in press conferences and interviews that I've seen him talk in, I don't feel the pressure. I don't know if he's cocky or convinced that he doesn't feel the pressure. But here's the thing. If you underachieve, there will be pressure. He says he doesn't feel it. This is on his shoulders. I know that sounds like a mouthful, but it is true. Think about what they've done in this offseason. You and I have never seen an offseason like this. Now, I know we said something similar last year, but look at the litany of players that they brought in. It's different.
Well, and the whole staff is totally different. But is this team physical enough? Is it tough enough? Ben Johnson's trying to make it that way.
Yeah. So it's a culture thing, right? It's a culture thing. Trying to make sure that you have it the way you want it as a head coach and a coaching staff.
Now, who will be the starting left tackle? If I was betting, I'd bet it's Braxton Jones. I would. First of all, Ozzie Trapillo has never, I shouldn't say never, rarely played left tackle. He was a right tackle at Boston College. That's one. Two, Braxton Jones is the incumbent going into the final year of his contract. So I'm going to bet if he's healthy, Braxton Jones gets first shot.
All of that are storylines about the Chicago Bears. But the number one storyline is Caleb Williams. That's the number one thing.
No doubt about it.
Number one. He gets a segment on these TV talk shows every day. Every day. I don't care if we're talking about Colin Cowherd or we're talking about the Get Up or, all the First Things First and like all these shows. They're all talking about Caleb Williams. And the reason for it is because he was the number one draft pick. That's number one. But number two, it is funny how many people did not understand the story of the Chicago Bears last year. Yes, it's his first year, and Caleb Williams is trying to learn on the fly, but all the stuff and all the drama around this team, no one wants to talk about that. They just look at the numbers and say, they lost. They lost 10 in a row, and they were 5 and whatever the hell they were, 5 and 12. And so that's all on Caleb Williams. Well, again, if you actually did a little homework or picked up a phone, people would know, okay, Caleb Williams was okay, but there was so much drama around Lake Forest where he had all these different voices in his head and 2 coaches, 2 or 3 offensive coordinators. It was a lot. But now the slate is clean, Cap, because of this new coaching staff and because Caleb has to be able to get it done. It's on him. It's on the team to win, but he's the face of it. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely 100% fair.
True Fan Travel and ESPN Chicago are teaming up for the ultimate fan getaway to Sin City to see the Bears take on the Raiders in Las Vegas.
You get round-trip airfare, 3-night stay at Mandalay Bay, special live broadcasts and meet and greets with the full ESPN Chicago team, all-inclusive tailgate, tickets to Bears, Raiders, and more to come.
Spots are limited, so don't wait. Reserve your spot today at truefantravel.com. Back to you on the video.
But when you look at the team, yes, it's vastly improved. But who do they have that you go, top 10 player at his position? How many of those guys do they have?
One or two.
Joe Tooney, certainly top 3 at his position.
Jalen Johnson, when he's healthy.
Top 10 at his position, no doubt about it. Kyler Gordon, probably maybe top 5 slot corners. Okay, I'll give you that. That's 3. Who else do you really look at? 312-332-3776. Like, who do you look at on the offense? And not what you hope they become, Roma Dunze. Not what you're betting they can become, if healthy, Jaquan Brisker. Like, who do you really look at on the roster and go, that's a top 5 guy at his spot?
Drew Dalman.
Okay, maybe.
Possibly.
Okay. Who else?
I think he is. He has to be. You paid him like a top 5 center. He
That
has
doesn't
to be.
matter what you paid him. He was in free agency, and there was a need.
Yeah,
and
but
there were
his
other
production
teams
matched that level of play, too. So I would comfortably say Drew Dalman.
Okay. Who else?
That's probably it.
You don't have a skill position player in the top 10 at his position. Come at me. Tell me where I'm wrong. Remember when I said that about DJ Moore? I said, he's not a top 12 receiver. Top 20? Yeah, I could put him there. Top 25? People were like, he's a top 5 receiver. Stop, he's not. And I love the Bears as much as anyone out there. He's not a top 5 receiver in the National Football League. Sorry.
Well, again,
DeAndre Swift, pedestrian.
Yes. Well, here's what it comes down to, Cap. It comes down to when you are trying to rebuild this thing from the studs, and then, again, a slow build, and then you jam a bunch of players on the roster because you underachieved last year. This is what it looks like. And, again, it's not saying that you don't have good players, but it wasn't the build in which you say, well, okay, and this year, these 2 players are difference makers, and these 2 players are difference makers. Look at the one-loss record. It tells you all you need to know. So they only have a handful, I would say, of guys that you say, yep, blue chip. But you're trying to work toward a goal of having more than that.
What
you're
is
hoping
blue chip? What does that mean?
Difference-making talent.
But
Cornerstones for your franchise.
Cornerstones. Okay. Because they may have more blue chip worthy players.
Yeah, but that's not our conversation though.
Our conversation is who do they have that's elite?
Today.
Right.
Today.
Like, I think Roma Dunze can become a really, really wonderful player.
I
But
think
he's not today.
Who's the player on the Bears you can point to and just go, that guy's a dog, and you're comfortable saying,
Jalen Johnson.
yeah.
He's a dog. That guy, D-A-W-G, is a beast.
Thank you for the spelling, because that meant something different 10 or 15 years
There's
ago.
some guy in Highland Park going, he doesn't like Jalen Johnson.
Yeah, right.
What's wrong with the Jalen Johnson? He's
The old school guys are like, dog. I thought that was an insult.
I don't
Right.
know. I don't
So
know.
that's why I'm
I don't know what
making
David.
sure they're clear.
Not sure what David's saying. I mean, he's a good player. Why is he? He's not a dog. He plays
Right.
hard.
Exactly.
That's not what I mean.
Like, I think Colston Loveland, in time,
Yes.
could become one of those guys.
Yes.
He's not today.
Hopefully, Burton is in that
Cole Kmet
conversation.
is not at that level
Yeah.
today. He's not. Luther Burden is not.
Yeah.
Maybe someday. So who is it?
But you're working toward that.
Like Field Yates, right there. Field Yates' favorite players to draft. Number 3, wide receiver, Rome Odunze. I hope he's right. I love Field. I think he's awesome at what he does.
Yes. Does he know that the Bears are playing with one football this year? There's a lot of guys. Now, eventually, Roma Dunze, we will be here this time next year, and Roma Dunze will be WR1 and the guy.
Yeah.
And maybe DJ Moore won't be here.
Never know.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
But also just keep in mind when Field Yates is doing this, it's from a fantasy football perspective. He's not telling you he's the third best wide receiver in football.
I
He's
get it.
telling you you can get him in the 6th or 7th round of your draft and probably have massive upside.
Yes.
That would be quite the haul, actually.
Okay,
Right?
so-
a Roma Dunze late in your draft.
I don't know if it'd be that late. I was just throwing rounds out, but you get my point. He's not saying he's wide receiver 3 this year. He's just saying the value on where you'll get him. The upside's great.
Okay, so I have a question. Next week, we have a big family trip kind of to end the summer.
Yeah.
My kids are coming in my family from all over the country, and we're all meeting somewhere to go be together for like 4 days. Super cool. And we're doing our fantasy football draft at this. We rented a house, so we're going to do our draft. I didn't have a good year last year. First of all, the commissioner's my wife, who knows nothing about fantasy football, yet she's the commissioner. She now is saying, because quickly, she drafted a player last year. She came in the kitchen one night, and she's like, okay, I'm done with this, whoever he is, S. Barkley. And I'm like, who? She said, this S. Barkley, he ran for, 40 yards. He had a bad day. I'm like, yeah, he's not that good. I'll trade you for him. And I offered her like DeAndre Swift for Saquon Barkley, and she called one of the kids. Should I do this? Absolutely not, Mom. Don't let him steal your best player. Now she wants to say, because she's the commissioner, she is putting a new rule in. You could protect one player on your roster. We didn't have this last year, and she wants to protect S. Barkley is hers, automatic. I'm like, not going to happen. But I finished next to last. She finished in last year, by the way. So my question to you is, how high do I take Roma Dunze? Because I want him on my team.
I'll take him first.
Go ahead. Use your first round
Yeah,
pick.
use
on
your
him.
first pick on him. I think that'd be good. You know, he's going to get the football
You
some.
know what? I counted on you guys to have my back, and you're leading me down a wrong path.
I don't know. I've taken myself out of redraft fantasy leagues. I'm only in dynasties now, but I'd probably say like 3rd or 4th round.
I'd
Third feels aggressive.
I'd actually give you a real answer, but it's 16 after.
Well, that too.
312-332-ESPN, 332-3776 is our telephone number. I got a feeling Roma Dunze will be available when you draft.
Text Meller.
That's a good call.
good call.
That's a good call. He's not up, though. We will get your phone calls coming up.
He's a married man with a family. Get out of bed, Meller. How high do I draft Roma Dunze? Because
He'd
last year I got ripped at the draft for having too many Bears. I drafted Caleb. I had a bunch of them.
If you're on hold, you will be on the air. Please ask the question to Bears fans driving around this morning.
How many difference-making, blue-chip, top 10 at their position players do the Bears truly have?